Well, it looked like we're going to see Eminem returning to the big screen because he's set to play White Boy Rick in the new BMF series that 50 Cent is working on. And this is going to be quite interesting. This is definitely going to be interesting. This is going to be a great look right here. So, Eminem stands are going to want to make sure they subscribe to Stars. The real Slim Shady is set to make an appearance on up-and-coming drama BMF Black Mafia Family. The rap has learned exclusively he'll very briefly play White Boy Rick on one episode of the 50 Cent production. We'll say this more about MC, but we've seen the MC's collection of chainsaws. I'm honored and appreciative of my good friend M for supporting my new show BMF, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson said in a statement. We couldn't do a show based in Detroit without incorporating the legend that is Eminem. Rick Worth Jr., aka White Boy Rick, was an FBI informant in the early teens when he sold drugs and guns as part of the Detroit gang. By 17, however, he was dumped by the feds and arrested for cocaine possession. Worshie was sentenced to life in prison, though he was eventually paroled and released in June 2020 at the age of 50. Worshie has become an iconic character in the hip-hop world despite his limited role in the game. He was the subject of the 2017 documentary White Boy, which is currently on Netflix, but was on Stars a few years ago. The scripted film White Boy Rick was released in 2018. Outside of music videos, Eminem has done much acting since starring in 2002 movie 8 Mile. BMF is inspired by a true story of two brothers, Demetrius Big Meech Flannery and Terry Southwest T. Flannery, who rose to the streets of Southwest Detroit in the late 1980s and gave birth to one of the most influential crime families in the country. The Flannery brothers were the real ones. White Boy Rick just got a lot of media attention. Stars described the drama as a story about love, kinship, and capitalism as a pursuit of the American dream. Big Meech will be played by his real-life son. Hold on one second. Lil Meech. Also starring on BMF are Da Vinci, Russell Hornsby, and Michelle Brianna White. Snoop Dogg, Lala Anthony are recurring guest stars. In addition to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, showrunner Randy Huggins, Terry Kopp, Anthony Wilson, and Ann Clemens executive produce. Tasha Smith will direct multiple episodes and executive produce. This is going to be pretty interesting, considering it's going to bring big noise and a huge buzz to the BMF project, which is already a big deal as it is. So it looks like 50 is going all out and getting the heavy hitters for this one here. And Eminem alone is going to be special for two reasons. Number one being that he has a huge following still. And number two, it's his return to the small screen. Y'all remember how surprising it was when Kendrick Lamar was a crackhead in one of the episodes of Power? We're going to see something special with this. So we're going to see where this goes. So let me know what you guys think. And in other news, Kurupt Young Gotti has got his own street in Philadelphia. And I wanted to report some good news as well, because you know in hip-hop we report so much negativity. So we want to hear some good things. So on Saturday, August 7th, Kurupt, real name Ricardo Brown Jr., will be honored with his own street name called Kurupt Way, but not in California where he lived for over 30 years. Instead, he will receive the honor in his hometown of Darby Township near Philadelphia, where he was born in 1972. The ceremony takes place at 3 p.m. ET at the intersection of Clifton Avenue and Roosevelt, where his parents have owned the house on a hill for the past 49 years. It's not often something like this happens, Kurupt tells Hip Hop DX. We're from a small part of this Philadelphia situation. We're on the outskirts of Philly and Darby Township, all in the families in Philly. I was bouncing back and forth between Philly and here in Darby Township, Sharon Hill, so I was bouncing back and forth. And these are just my stomping ground. This is what made me the MC. California made me the man. And you know we want to make it show it off the cuff radio. We report great news that's happening as well. Even though this is probably a couple weeks ago, a lot of people have not really reported on this for some odd reason. I think because it got overlooked with all the drama and chaos and the verses. But we want to report some good news. So big shout out to Kurupt, man. It's a big look for him, and we're hoping for more positive things we're going to be reporting as well. So be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, holler at your boy.